Before becoming a mother, you had a very clear career plan: promotion, bigger projects, more responsibilities, another promotion, maybe some leadership role, and so on. But after returning from maternity leave, something unexpected happened. You realize you were trying to continue a life that no longer existed. Not because motherhood made you less ambitious, but because motherhood changed what success meant to you. So in these videos, we are going to find out how to rewrite your IDP plan, when is exactly a good time to start thinking about your new individual development plan, and how do you feel about it? So let's start. For the beginning, I want you to look at my notebook today. I hope it is visible. So I made some script, yeah? And this is what is happening when you are a mom. You take things seriously, you write down the things and so on, but then your baby, in my case my toddler, decides, hey, it's not good enough, let's have some fun. So this is what he did. This is his work. Luckily it's not in the passport. I've seen some videos on online on some social media where babies, children, toddlers do this kind of things in a passport. Well, that's not funny. Anyway, let's go back to our video. The most corporate environments still assume career ladder. The idea is simple. Every year you move upward, so you have a little bit more responsibility, a little bit more visibility, a little bit more leadership tasks, and of course compensation. And that is the ladder that looks like, for example, junior engineer, then senior engineer. Between those two you can still have an engineer 1, engineer 2, and engineer 3 plus senior or whatever. Then after senior you have some leadership roles like team leader, supervisor. After that comes manager, then senior manager, director, VP, and so on. Yeah, in between each of those you can still have some small roles and titles. Yeah, so it's very simple, it's very linear, it's very predictable. But not all the career paths have to look like that. There are other options also, and maybe you will be more happier with some other options. So let's have a look. Other career path that exists, it's called career horizon. So we had a career ladder, yeah, where you go up, and you have also the career horizon, where it's more like spread like an umbrella, so that you can be jumping from one side to another side. How does it look like in practice? Instead of just going up, you will move sideways, diagonally. It will be maybe in some parts a little bit slower. Some things could be a little bit faster, because you will see the new people, new senior leadership. They can have a different idea of moving up in their department. So yes, you will go through different departments where people also behave differently, where the culture is different than maybe in your department. So yeah, this is kind of a new environment, and maybe it looks scary on the beginning, but yeah, what if you would like it? How does it look like in practice? So when we are talking about the corporations and the big multinational companies, we are, at least from my point of view, I think people usually think about senior management roles and like director roles, really like meetings all day roles, let's say like that. But not every role is like that, especially with us in STEM industry, yeah, where you can be working in maintenance in different facilities. I was working for many years in clean room. Yeah, so it was kind of lab where you have to be dressed up in suits that you call or pajama or astronaut suit, or you have some other fun names for them. Yeah, so for example, if you are really working in some kind of lab, not so strict lab, maybe you just have to wear some white coat. In that lab, before pregnancy, you had to work maybe afternoon shifts, maybe even evening shifts, and now you don't really want. Now when you have child, you don't want to continue like that. So maybe there is a possibility that you can go to work the same level, yeah, the same paying level, but in another department or just outside of the lab. Maybe you can be working some documentation, maybe you can be writing deviations, maybe you can be in a QC department for testing and analysis, but outside of the lab. Yeah, you don't have to always be in the lab. You can be also outside, where you have maybe just a morning shift, or maybe you can even work from home some days. Maybe once you move to another role, maybe you will see that it's not so bad, because every time when we have to change something, it's kind of scary. Yeah, we have a fear because we don't know where we are going. It's not a nice feeling. We are nervous and anxious about that. But imagine once you don't have to work evening shifts anymore, and you have so much time now with your family, with your baby. It's really nice. And maybe you can see also a new possibilities, new working style with other managers, and maybe you will like it. You can also try to be a mentor, especially if you have many years of experience, if you went through a lot of things and a lot of changes, ramp ups, and whatever was happening in the company. So you for sure could be a mentor. Maybe you can also have some management responsibilities and management tasks. Maybe they can train you to go for some special meetings that happen once in a week, 2 times in a week, where other team leaders, supervisors, or managers don't have time, so they have you, they can train you for that. So yeah, you have more responsibilities, other responsibilities that you didn't have before, but now, yeah, you can think about that. And when actually is a good time to start thinking about your new IDP, new development plan? Well, from my point of view, since it could also have these changes, cross-departmental changes, I think it's the best if you can start thinking about it while you're still pregnant, because it will give enough time also to your superiors to find a good place for you. Because maybe you are not aware that someone might be leaving in the company, quitting the job. That's what I mean. Maybe they can save some space for you, place where to work. Yeah, so it's good to be open about your ideas, about your plan, future plan, with your superiors, because if you have a good relationship with them, then they will try to help you. If you try to immediately return to your pre-baby performance expectation, it could often create exhaustion, burnout, frustration, and guilt. And this is really a difficult mental environment to work in. So try to avoid being very exhausted, and take your changes slowly. So a lot of things now are different in your life, and you are not the same person anymore. So try to take slow path for yourself. Don't rush. Yeah, instead of asking yourself how do I get back, try to ask yourself, what do I want the next 5 years to look like? Yeah, this is a big difference. And always try to check what gives you energy at your workplace. Is there anything that gives you energy at all? And then if you find that thing that gives you energy, focus on that, because this is your path. This is maybe something that will not cause a burnout. If you will be working on something that makes you happy, that gives you energy, even though maybe it's not visibly so good, maybe you will not get so much visibility, so much responsibility, but if there is something that really gives you energy, then keep it, because this is now the time when you need a lot of energy. Visibility can come later, in a few years, when your child starts going to school regularly, and when your child is a little bit more independent. Now, in this moment, you need all energy possible. So if there is something, keep it and go for it. Think about what skills do you want to build, what flexibility do you need, what impact matters most, what does success look like now. And always try to think about the long term. What do you want to do in 5 years? How your life should look like in 10 years from now? What are your wishes? Try to talk about that with your husband also. Try to match those two, because you two are the team now. Check his wishes also, how your life, not just for not just professional life, but your together life, your family life, how do you want to live 10-20 years from now? Yes, it's a long time, yeah, I know. Think about that, and this will give you clear idea what skills you need to bring you to that life that you want, you and your husband. And maybe you can start building your skills from now, maybe from your next project. This is how you are building your stability in life. It's always long term. It's not like an overnight success. So this horizon path will give you actually survival and stability. In 0 to 2 years, you will rebuild your confidence, you will re-establish your expertise, and you will create sustainable routine. After that, 2 to 5 years, it's about the growth. It's about your goals, your leadership goals, if you have those, specialization, visibility, strategic project. And then after that, 5 to 10 years, maybe you have different goals, like executive roles, like consulting. Maybe you want to work for yourself. So like, yes, this is again that point where you have to see what your husband wants and what you want, and then together make your development plan together, you and your husband, about your life. Some women thrive by jumping back in quickly. Others thrive by stepping back temporarily. So mothers benefit when they have the freedom to match career intensity to their current life stage. Motherhood doesn't end your career trajectory. It forces you to become intentional about it. Before becoming a mother, you thought career success meant climbing as quickly as possible. After becoming a mother, you learned something different. A successful career isn't necessarily the faster one. It is the one that still works for your life 10 years from now. And maybe the goal isn't to go back to who we were. Maybe the goal is to build a career that fits who we are becoming.